Hey Walking Dead fans, this is going to be a video on the details we know so far, The Walking Dead Season 10. There is a spoiler alert for Season 9 if you're not caught up. I will be talking about some of the things that happened, and mainly just that last scene, the radio scene, you know, the voice on the radio. No, it's not Maggie, everybody. But let's look what Angela Kang has to say about that and then the details of Season 10. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, she said the radio thing in The Walking Dead to her is like a post-credit scene in like a Marvel movie. It's just a little scene, a glimpse of looking ahead. She said it's definitely something people are going to speculate about, and we welcome that speculation. She said it's a story we will tell in Season 10, and like she said, the world of The Walking Dead, it keeps opening up. So who's out there? What do they want? How will they interact? Whatever it is something that will turn the story in hopefully a satisfying and interesting way. And the interviewer went on and asked about the Commonwealth. So as most of you guys probably already know, Commonwealth is the next group coming up, villain or not. You have to decide, I guess, for yourselves. But they are the next group after the Whisperers in the comic book. And how do we meet them? How is the whole Commonwealth thing set up in the comics? A voice over the radio that Eugene gets parts from the fair. Does that sound familiar? It was Ezekiel that left the radio sitting there and someone came in over it. But I bet we come into Season 10 and Eugene is either already talking to this person or hears the voice as well, and somehow Eugene is going to be the one that contacts them and talks to them. But sure, there's definitely, it could be a twist. They don't do things in the show like they do in the comics every time. If there is a twist, here's how I think it will be. It won't be that the voice on the radio is not as it is in the comics belonging to the Commonwealth. I think that's going to stay the same. If there's a twist, it's going to be it's not Eugene that ends up talking back and forth to this person. It's Ezekiel. And why? Because Carol left him and he's all alone. Sure, he's got Jerry, but you know what I'm saying. Ezekiel is now alone in the world. And not only did he lose his kingdom, he lost his queen as well and his son. So it's my take, if there's a twist on this, it may be that they replace Ezekiel in Eugene's place, possibly. Just not sure, just throwing that out there. Okay, and then she says as far as Season 10, they're going to pick up with a little bit more of a time passage. Not a giant one like we've had, but winter will be over and people will be going to be in a different emotional space. Okay, so what that means is a different emotional space. They've had time over the winter, you know, to feel bad about themselves or, you know, feel their losses and mourn and all that kind of stuff. And I think they're going to be gearing up. You know, the militia, I think we're going to see the militia being formed. They're gearing up. You know, they know, I think Alpha, if you've seen the Season 9 finale, Alpha's getting ready for war. I think we're going to see coming into Season 10 that the communities are coming together and are also getting ready for war. And it looks like it's going to be the winter is over. So 3 months time jump, 4 months time jump tops is what I'm guessing. But Angela Kang went on to say, I chose to do the snow, which seems so impossible to do, but let's do something we've never done before in Season 9, at the end of Season 9. And then she said to at least the interviewer here at Entertainment Weekly, she said, I'm going to do something we've never done before again in the premiere of Season 10. So that definitely raises some questions. I haven't heard anything else on that, but it'll be interesting to know what they're going to be doing in the season premiere. That's just something we haven't seen before. She went on to say, obviously, there are some problems to be worked out with the Whisperers, these crazy neighbors that come in and out and cause chaos in their world. So that's definitely something that's going to happen. That the Whisper thing is something to play out, and obviously there will be other storylines that are kind of intersecting with all of this. And I think that she means the radio thing with either Ezekiel or Eugene talking to the person from Commonwealth. Could there be a Maggie thread in there somewhere? Even if we don't see Maggie, could it, through letters or some interaction, there be some type of something happen with the Maggie storyline? Could it touch into the movie somehow? We do know there's going to be a big Michonne episode, kind of a standalone, just about Michonne, I think, kind of episode. And you know Michonne is also leaving in Season 10. So speaking of that Michonne episode and her story arc in Season 10, speaking to Deadline, we're excited to tell a nice meaty story for her in Season 10, even though she's leaving. It's basically another one of those giant Michonne episodes, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, she will be a significant part of Season 10. And hinting at more than just a standout episode, Kang went on to tell The Hollywood Reporter that Season 10 will focus on the character's legacy. We have seen Michonne go through an evolution this year. We want to continue having her reflect on the ways to handle leadership in this world. What legacy is she going to leave behind for the other leaders and for her family? So Kang is saying, what legacy is she going to leave behind? So she's going to leave the show. We don't know if it's a death or she's just leaving. We're pretty sure, and as far as the rumors and what everybody said so far, she's not going to die. She's just going to leave the show possibly, and there's no direct confirmation, but the rumor is she's going to go into the movies. Kang said Michonne started off as such an isolated individual. She's become someone who has had a giant impact on the other people in the Walking Dead story. And that's a story that we're continuing to build as we speak. And then while Kang was at Paley Fest, she was talking to Atomic Geekdom and said there's so many wonderful characters on the show, and so we always want to develop all of them, but there's limited time and we have a giant cast. So she said she's really interested in developing the new group that came in. Magna, Yumiko, Luke, Connie, Kelly. She said they're such great actors, so as time goes on, we'd love to learn more about them and about Connie and Kelly. And, that thing may be the kid thing if you've watched some prior videos. And Luke, he's a music teacher and some of his background and how they survived all those years. Kang said, I think they're ripe for more development because they're new to our world, and so many of our other characters have had lots of story. Kang said, every season we make sure there's a certain amount that's purely based on the comic and then a certain amount of remix and improv. And she's talking about deviations from the source material. She said, obviously the array of characters we have is different than what's in the comics at this point. Daryl doesn't even exist. And of course, Rick and Carl are still there. But I think one of the great things about it allows us to keep the comic book readers on their toes as well. They know we're going to get to the certain iconic moments, but how do we get there? So I'm hoping her saying that some of the Whisper stuff may play out, at least the iconic moments. Hope they play out to be the same as in the comic. That's definitely a bunch to chew on, thinking about the details of Season 10 coming up. There'll be so much more to come. We haven't got a release date yet. We haven't got a trailer. We haven't got, a new cast maybe that's coming up. We know at least of one new cast member that should be in Season 10, and that's the radio voice. Whether we ever see the radio voice, I'm not really sure, but we should at least find out kind of who it is and more about the community that it belongs to. But it seems from things that Scott Gimple's been saying, there's something that's going to happen in Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 that we all need to see. Like, it's going to, Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 could be the opening door for the Walking Dead universe. Whatever it is that they're teasing, and since it's set in the past, around 7 years possibly in the past of the current where we are in the Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, something's happening in the past in that time frame, I think anyway, or what's been hinted at. If you guys don't watch Fear 5, that's something that may have to draw you in, or that they're using to draw you in to watch Season 5 to gain some viewership maybe even. But they're saying this Walking Dead universe could open up through Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. Let me know what you think about some of the things Angela Kang said about the details of Season 10. Stay tuned to the channel for more Walking Dead news. Definitely thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more Dead stuff.